The Wonderful World of Darklords. Report 19. Olympus. I emerged from the mists to a scene of utter chaos. The city streets were black with acrid smoke, and I could hear the screams of the wounded and the dying. Somewhere came the thunderous crash of a building collapsing. I hurriedly cast fly to elevate myself above the smoke and fire, and was greeted by a horrific sight. A towering monster with 3 heads, those of a lion, a goat, and a fire-breathing dragon. It beat a massive pair of bat wings, fanning the flames, as its ravening leonine jaws gnashed together on fleeing human prey. As I racked my brain for some kind of spell or trick that could help these poor souls, the swirling clouds of smoke parted to reveal a man mounted on a flying horse. He charged forward, holding a trident on which he had skewered a massive lump of lead. The dragon had opened its mouth wide, and the man thrust the lead down its throat. As I watched, its eyes bulged, and I realized that the lead was melting from the heat of its breath, simultaneously choking it and burning it from the inside. With a roar of agony, the creature burst into flames, and the man's horse swooped around it in a victorious arc. I expected cheers, perhaps even tears of gratitude, and to be sure, some of the survivors ran to the hero with cries of delight, but others walked away as though these events were no stranger than a passing thunderstorm. I even caught sight of a man taking bets on how and when the hero would meet his demise. The more time I spent in Olympus, the clearer it became that heroes are commonplace here. But few, if any, can go the distance. The Lord. According to its residents, Olympus, which is also called Hellas, was once part of a world of gods and men, where fickle and fallible deities might choose a mortal as a champion or lover and then cast them aside for the pettiest of slights. While this world is less than ideal, the temple clerics told me that the previous one was even worse, ruled by monstrous beings of pure chaos called the Titans, who were overthrown by Zeus, the king of the gods. The gods of Olympus were as venal as any mortal, but lacked the active, destructive malice of the Titans, making them a preferable alternative. I say were, because the gods have not walked in Hellas since the mists claimed it. Instead, they hide themselves away on Mount Olympus, with only one taking an active role in the lives of mortals, Zeus's brother, Hades, the god of the underworld and the jailer of the Titans. I urge my patron to cast aside any associations of awe or grandeur he may have at hearing the word God. From the accounts I heard, Hades is more fraudster than fiend, pursuing deals with mortals with all the slimy, sweaty energy of a carnival huckster desperate to fleece one more rube before closing. Like Facilier, he shows some interest in accruing favors for their own sake. Of course, unlike Facilier, he has little need to parlay them into wealth or social standing, as even such a small god as Hades has no need for such frivolities. Instead, many of his more purposeful deals appear designed to feed into one of 2 grievances. One is a grudge against the other gods. As lord of the underworld, Hades does not live on Mount Olympus, which is said to be a paradise. The other is a particular animosity toward heroes, whom he often tricks into one-sided deals or pits against his indebted pawns. According to legend, a true hero can ascend Mount Olympus and become a god. Perhaps it is envy that motivates Hades to ensure no mortal will ever claim the home he believes to be rightfully his. The land. Olympus comprises a warm, mountainous mainland and countless islands, some housing entire city-states, others mysterious havens for monsters and worse. These monsters are as likely to owe Hades a favor as any mortal, and he frequently summons them to populated areas in order to flush out heroes. The people's jaded reaction to Bellerophon, the young man on the flying horse, turned out to be entirely representative of the overall attitude toward heroes in Olympus. They come and go like the tides, and the going is often a great and tragic spectacle. The clerics chalk it up to the cruelty and inexorability of fate, but it may simply be poor luck. As one woman told me, "Why should we care if a new hero comes? If we're lucky, he'll accidentally kill himself with his own weapons like Perseus. If we aren't, his broken promise is he'll kill everyone he loves along with him, like Jason. Best thing we can do for ourselves is stay away." Staying away appears easier said than done, for the people of Olympus seem drawn to doom and tragedy like moths to flame, perhaps because of the dreadful fate of which the cleric spoke. No matter how much that woman claimed to despise heroes, her eyes constantly danced back to pictures of Bellerophon. I wondered how long it would be before Megara became one of the ill-fated loved ones she disdained. If and when that fate befalls her, Bellerophon will not be the cause. Before I left, someone gave him the idea that he was already a true hero and could climb Mount Olympus without an invitation from the gods. No one knew exactly what would happen to him, only that he would never be seen again. Dread possibilities. I returned to my room in the inn to find the door hanging open, the lock melted into an unrecognizable piece of slag. Sitting at my desk, flipping through my journal, was a tall, pallid man in a black chiton. In place of hair, blue flames wreathed his head.
Oh hey, don't mind me. Door was open, so I let myself in.
He gestured to the melted lock, his thin smile revealing gray, shark-like teeth.
That's a little joke. I also did some light reading while I waited for you to finish dinner. Did you order the lamb? Order the lamb. It's mwah. Anyway.
He held up the journal, waving it in my direction.
Now this is a real page-turner. Smart thing too, isn't it? Easy contact with your boss.
He tapped it.
Testing. This thing on? A little joke. I know that's not how it works, and in just a minute I'll leave you to write up a full report to the head honcho.
I rolled my eyes. Let me guess. You're here to make me an offer or recruit me into some scheme of yours? Hades cocked his head, seeming genuinely puzzled.
Recruit you? Why would I do that? And no offense, sweetie, you seem like a great girl, and you certainly have a way with words, and who would know words better than a sweaty, slimy carnival huckster? But not to my eyeballs in mortal servants. You think I'm out there trying to fleece the rubes before closing, but yeesh, you people can't sell your souls fast enough. I got a line of schmucks from here to Tenerium waiting to sign the paperwork. Anyway, no. I'm not here for you. I'm here for the organ grinder, not the monkey in a hat. You're just the messenger, Toots. Tell him...
Before I could blink, he had crossed the room, his face mere inches from mine. He leaned in so close that I could hear the crackle of the blue flames, and whispered in my ear,
I know what he's looking for.
Leaning back, he resumed his previous animated tone.
I'm kind of an expert in these things after all, and thanks to this...
He waved the journal at me again.
He knows what I want, so how about it, big guy? You scratch my back, I scratch yours. Anyway, enjoy the rest of your visit, honey bunch. Relax, hit the sauna, hit the gym.
He tossed the journal back to me.
After you finish your report, of course. Ciao.
With a flicker of blue flame, he vanished from the room. Parting thoughts. While Olympus seems on the surface to be a haven for adventurers, it is a trap. The people are as fickle with their attentions as their gods once were, and whether it is the hand of fate or of Hades, a hero's downfall is all but guaranteed. I heard rumors during my stay of another, very different realm ruled by a god named Hades, a king on a chromium throne. Unfortunately, a visit there was impossible, for one cannot go to Hades Town without a personal invitation, and those who do go do not come back. I will send a report based on the tales I have heard before my next journey. I do not know whether Hades was speaking truthfully or bluffing when he said he knew your plans, Yensid. I know you hold them dear and dread your enemies getting hold of them. Is Hades the only one who knows? Will he attempt to use your secrets as leverage? I do not know, but I know that talking to Hades left an almost palpable layer of grease on my skin. As I entered the mists holding a tiny automaton as a talisman, I reflected that, as frustrated as I have been by my patron's opacity, Hades' slick gamesmanship is far more galling. Perhaps he expected me to convey his offer without comment, as though I were D, his personal messaging companion, or even to push you to reveal your plans in hopes that I could learn them. If so, that was his mistake. Regards, D.
Bellerophon received a hero's welcome that makes the hospitality of the peasants of Barovia appear positively warm. Heroes and adventurers are rarely praised in these lands, for the denizens of the mist know that in time they will yield to corruption. These heroes of Olympus are nothing more than egotistical adventurers accomplishing feats of glory for the sole purpose of obtaining godhood. It would take a rare individual indeed to risk their life without the temptation of such a reward. Hades is a powerful entity merely claiming the title of a god, but much like the heroes of Olympus striving to ascend, Hades never shall and will always be nothing more than a glorified jailer, unless, of course, one such as myself were to assist him. An intriguing prospect, but I sincerely doubt he knows much beyond the words of our continuing correspondence. After all, there are precious few who know my secrets, and those that do remain my most loyal servants. Making bargains with such a creature must be approached with extreme caution. Even the bargain he offers me, favor for a favor, appears fair on the surface. But given his nature, such deal will, more often than not, fall in Hades' favor. Regardless, I trust my little scholar shall find what I seek in due time. You have shown me great loyalty in not only conveying the entirety of your encounter with Hades to me, but also deftly avoiding the temptation of knowledge he held before you. Hades may be more akin to a greasy salesman than a god, but he is no fool, and would never regard you as a mere messenger, my dear. I have no doubt he hoped to appeal to your curiosity in these matters. Such loyalty shall not go unrewarded. You shall find the details of a new spell in your grimoire that shall further assist you in your journey.
This has been The Wonderful World of Darklords. We have no affiliation with Disney or Wizards of the Coast. All music recordings used in this episode are in the public domain and were obtained through museopen.org. Titles and links are in the show notes. Dialogue for Yensid was written by Aslan Rex himself, who you can follow on Tumblr at Darklord Aslan. The Wonderful World of Darklords logo was designed by Haylight Jones. You can find links to their work in the show notes. If you'd like to support the show, look for us on patreon.com or find our tip jar on Red Circle. Thanks for listening.